Scano Sego Shelley Nyawa for the video response. Right back at you. A couple things in your response that I wanted to talk about. You had mentioned about the curriculum, straying away from the curriculum to teach more traditionally, and about where we are to where we need to be in terms of teaching and learning in immersion. Speaking to the debate about my son, about sending him to immersion school or not, and what will that result be? Will he be successful? Will he graduate from high school, and will that allow him to go on to college or university? I think it depends on what you consider successful. In my mind, sending him to immersion school, he will be successful because he's going to come out of there speaking the language and understanding ceremonies, and he's going to know where he came from and who he is as a person. Something else, to give you an idea of how important the language is, every morning at my school we come together in the gym, and one of the older kids in grade 7 or 8 stands up in front of the entire school and gives the Thanksgiving address in the Cayuga language. There's a spot in the it's called the Ganyohanyo, where they talk about addressing, they talk about giving thanks for the day and having all our minds come together as one. Now, I'm told that the translation doesn't, it's not a great translation of the Cayuga words, but that's the best we can do in either Mohawk or Cayuga. A lot gets lost in translation. So going back to sending my son to immersion, he's going to understand those words fully once he goes there and can become a speaker. I think that's a lot of the problem too, and why a lot of my people have lost their way, because we don't speak our language, and in English there aren't a lot of words to describe accurately the meaning of some of the words in all 6 of the languages. I'm not sure if that really makes sense, or I'm just rambling here. Hopefully it does. Anyway, you talked about assessment as well. I'm not even going to touch that one. I'm just going to leave that alone for now because I have issues with assessment in general. Something else, the other thing, important thing, I have it written down here. Oh, you had mentioned, are you taking away from your students' learning by teaching them or addressing more traditional teachings? I was doing a hard no. As a matter of fact, I think you're doing just the opposite by acknowledging them and validating their existence. Just by doing those traditional teachings, I think you're doing a great service for your students, recognizing who they are and their identity and their culture. And the last thing, I wanted to talk about, again, back to the immersion school, about will they be students who graduate from immersion school, will they be successful? One of my good friends attended immersion throughout her entire elementary and secondary school career, and she's a teacher now at my school in the immersion program. So there are success stories out there, and we need to know that we can be successful by going to immersion school. We just need to believe it. That's all. This video is getting quite lengthy, so nyawa for sharing. Again.